Alright, what's up everybody and welcome back. I hope you underhumans of the internet are ready for some more salt mines, because that's what we've got in store for you today. The show where we watch people play the most competitive, the most elite strategy game in the world, only for the smartest nerds, the most disciplined, and also the ones that rage the most when things don't go their way, like to make excuses, blame their opponents, like to blame the game being unfair, imbalanced, their opponent cheating, smurfing, doing the wrong strategy, and it only worked because it's so stupid, and all other manner of dumb excuses. Down in the bottom right side, we've got MCon's Venny going for a 13 pool. It's going to go for a nice little extractor trick to get an extra worker out. Bingo King in the top left, the blue Zerg. Unfortunately, going for a hatchery first is going to mean they're going to need some defense. Now, what's interesting about this game is I saw, as I loaded this replay up, I saw a Masters logo for both players, and that's pretty rare. There are people who rage at high level, right? But let's be real, ignorance is bliss, and sometimes there is a pretty high correlation between players who are very ignorant of how bad they are at the video game and raging and having crazy excuses and all sorts of madness. So I'm really excited to see in a Masters League Zerg versus Zerg, like, what is it that's going to trigger the players? Like, because you can't just say, wow, you're playing Zerg, that's OP. Is it one player plays too aggressive? Is it they do a stupid gamble? Which, to be fair, you know, if you disguise an all-in very well and gamble on that, it's a very good way to play pretty much any mirror matchup, especially Zerg vs. Zerg. But now, Venny's going to go for the expansion behind what is probably going to be just 10 Zerglings. Actually, not even 10, only 8 Zerglings. This is a very economic build. Now, normally with a 12 pool, you'd only have 13 drones behind it, and you'd be building more Zerglings. You'd go to 10 or 12. Because this is only an 8 Zergling pressure, Venny is just looking to damage the hatchery, force Bingo King to pull drones down, and then maybe kill for 2 or 3 drones, I think is fine. Because you've already got a queen out, second queen on the way, even extractor tricks to get that second queen started. It's actually a very well executed opening, starting to damage the hatchery. The drones are being pulled though. You can already see Bingo King's using a Zergling army key and a drone army key. This is such a rare treat watching high level players in the salt lines, guys. This is actually really well executed. Bingo King just wants to buy a bit of time. Oh, that's some good damage on that drone on the top. It's getting very low. Does pull to the pocket though. Bingo King pulls to the pocket, but oh, he doesn't stack him quite right. I think he's already lost 2 drones, but those Zerglings of the red player do start to get surrounded. I think 2 drones. Yeah, 2 drones went down so far. He's going to go for some more. Can he get a few more? Goes for it. Bingo King with a quick pull to the pocket. Oh, good focus fire, though. Venny just got 4 drones, which is actually massive because with a 13 pool build order, guess what? Remember, he only built 8 Zerglings. So he's forced a massive amount of lost mining time. Has 7 Zerglings for 4 drones. Is literally very efficient cost for cost. And you've got already 2 queens up, 2 hatcheries, your upper worker, and you've got Ling speed started behind this. Meanwhile, Bingo King hasn't even mined 100 gas. Now, there is a little counter Ling pressure. I think the queen should be able to deal with this with the help of the Zergling and the drones. Oh, they're going to go past and go for the drone kills. Ooh, good focus fire. Gets one of the drones there. Oh, getting 2 drones is massive. Shouldn't have been able to really get anything, but he won't be able to get the third, I don't... Oh, no way! Gets the third drone. Okay. All right. I mean, that could be infuriating. Venny was in a pretty good position, but losing 3 drones for like 6 Zerglings, that was not good. Really needed to grab those drones and just click them on the minerals in the main, because there was no way these queens were going to die. Maybe the first queen on her own if Bingo King went straight for it, but after that it wasn't really going to work out. So now Bingo King's up in workers and is skipping Ling speed. Is just building a few Zerglings to defend the counterattacks so they don't end up in the same scenario that Venny just ended up in. He's going to go Roach for an Evo Chamber, wall off, and the 2 queens blocking the entrance saying, get out of here. Very nicely done. We're already seeing a big divergence in the style though, right? Nice move by Venny going after the Overlord. We've got the lair going up in the main. So Bingo King's like, I'm going for 2 base Roach. Meanwhile, Venny got Ling speed. That's almost finished. He's going to clear the Overlord, take a 3rd base. He's taking an extra gas, which this really looks like Muta play, right? Just I'm going to play Lings up into Mutas. I'm going to kill that Overlord, which is a nice kill to slow down Bingo King. But Bingo King isn't supply blocked from it just yet. Does need to start building Overlords, though. You've got to be real careful there. And even though the lair's up early and the +1 range, Bingo King desperately does need to keep droning, but isn't really injecting that natural. There we go. Does fix that up. Taking a few gases here as well. And Bingo King just kind of droning on up. So who's ahead? Who's behind? Well, I always favor the Muta player if they can get Mutalisk out before the Roaches come in to attack them. That's a big question though, right? Like, because you can see this going 2 ways, right? It's like, oh, you just did a dumb Roach haul, and if my Mutas were 20 seconds earlier, you would have, you would have lost, man. Go the other way as well. It's like, oh, well, you just gambled on getting to Mutalisks. honestly, Bingo King does need to push soon and only just started that Overlord. Bingo King has been at like 44 supply for ages. Oh, okay. Looks like one Overlord just popped out. So never mind. That criticism ill-founded. But a little under saturation. I feel like Bingo King's taking a long time to finish saturating these two bases, and Venny's just got a solid worker lead. It's disappearing now. They're evening out at 43 versus 43, but that lair is almost done. Bingo King comes through with the Overseer, looking for a Spire. I mean, seeing the lair already done doesn't tell you that much, but if you see like no Roach Warren and no Evo Chamber on the natural, that's the real tell. So these queens really do need to get rid of that Overseer. Bingo King sees 4 gases. This is big. This is big. Okay, if you see 4 gases, lair, Lings, Banes, no sign of roaches at all, no sign of anything except lots of gases, Lings, and Banes, then you know it's going to be Mutalisk play, even without seeing it. But Bingo King might not be able to put 2 and 2 together. Sees nothing on the entrance, just sees some Banelings here, and is going to get their third base cancelled. Their units are inside the wall off. They don't have too much. Bingo King losing the third is supply blocked a little bit. Finally has these Overlords popping out, but desperately needs to get those roaches going. Bingo King needs to hit a timing before this Spire finishes. If they can hit it, they can probably kill the third base of Venny, because Lingbane won't do well against that. But right now, Bingo King is in the dark. They've lost the Overlord, they lost the Overseer, and now they really can't see much at all. A few more Overlords popping out. They're going to try and retake a third base. This feels really, really tough for Bingo King right now. Yeah. Oh, going to mine 5 minerals. Just use that to mineral walk. That's why they mineral, because the queens are on hold position. So clicking on the minerals does allow you to phase through the enemy units. Ling run by getting ready on the north of the map again. Both sides with very limited Overlord vision, so they're both playing incredibly blind. So as much as this is a Masters level game, I would say it's very unlikely to be Grandmasters. But anyways, oh, Venny does come in. Roachling going after the Zerglings on the top. Yeah, no, not a good attack for Venny. This time the hatchery was defended. On the other hand, there are 10 Mutalisks on the way, but those roaches coming across the map. Those mutas, I think, are going to be out just in time to defend this, because it's just not that scary a roach count, right? It's like 16 roaches. The Lings probably shouldn't be fighting this, though. You don't really want to fight head on. You want to pull back, and then as the roaches split up, engage them, or cut off the reinforcement. But all the Lings have already been wasted. 35 Zerglings in the last minute have gone down. Mutas are out. The Spine Crawlers are solid, but the third base is a little exposed. The Mutas are running away right now. Venny is an F2 king, guys. Venny does not use control groups. You can tell by the way they're using that army. And I think Venny should be able to save the hatchery. He's going to lose a few drones. Probably a lot of drones. Those drones should get out of there. But Venny so far it doesn't work, as it might not actually matter. The Roach shove for Bingo King. The Roaches aren't really attacking. They're going after the Queen right now. Oh my god, if you don't even kill... Okay, at least he's going to get all of the drones. Okay, he kills all the drones on that base, so that's not too bad. Venny does shut down the roaches, and bye. Oh wow. Okay, Venny getting a little bit cocky. I mean, Venny's way ahead. Venny's got this in the bag, but what a dickhead. Drones up the third base, says bye. Getting a little bit cocky there. Spore Crawler trying to build on the third. I don't think there's any way that gets up. The roaches are probably going to need to counterattack to lure the mutas away. Queens are out in the open right now. I mean, the mutas should just go after the roaches here. He's going to try and be greedy and get the third base as well by the looks of it. Oh, so Venny's really going for broke. Venny already redroned behind this, but those roaches going across the map could cause some damage. The general rule of Mutalisk play is if you're on even bases, you're actually ahead against the roach player because you got map control, but not pulling home right now. Remember what I said, Venny does not use control groups, so he's going to really struggle to split the army up. He's trying to come home right now. Those drones will start running away from that third base. Looks like he's going to get knocked back to 2 base versus 2 base. Still a massive advantage for Venny, even there, unless the roaches can get past these spines, because now all the roaches will die pretty much for free, and there's even a 4th base building in the top right. Actually, a lot of drones popping out and dying here. Venny, with not very good micro on those drones, has already let 29 workers die to these multiple roach attacks for no good reason, and the Spine Crawler's really not having much say in it. That being said, Bingo King is as dead as they come. Bingo King has 1 queen that shoots up with 2 more about to pop out, so you got 3 queens, and that's it. Venny's dropping a question? Mate, you're so far ahead in this game. This is so funny. This like reminds me of kids that always like start to brag when they're winning, and it's like, well, yeah, you know you're way ahead. Like, what did you do exactly that's so impressive, man? What a dickhead. Bingo King drops a question mark. Venny says, leave. Wow. Oh, I've run into a lot of these guys over the years. So the great thing here, guys, you're on 2 bases versus 50. Well, you're not on 50 bases, mate. Your 4th just rebuilt. He doesn't even know about the 4th. And your 3rd's just rebuilding as well. I don't know if Venny can count, mate. Players who tell their opponents to leave are my favorite. What a dummy. And he's going to go roaches. Ling Bane is a free win here because it's actually Hydralisk tech. but he hasn't scouted the Hydralisk tech. If he goes Speed Banes, easy win. Mass Roaches can absolutely work as well. Looks like he's just going to swap in a Mass Roach off these 16 Mutas and try to get on into it. But it's a bit of a slower transition. Is up on 63 drones, 20 worker advantage. I mean, Bingo King clearly just has to do one big all-in. And yet Venny is droning, which on a strategic level makes no sense. Why would you drone when all you need is to have the extra bases open? He's running out of minerals. His main's half mined out. His natural's going to be half mining out. Bingo King, all he can do is shove with one desperate shove. We're building more drones! Oh, I think we can already see what's going to happen here, can't we, guys? I think we can. Even if Venny wins the game, I reckon they're going to be angry because this is going to be so hard to stop. They're going to be like, oh, Hydras are overpowered. Dude, why are you still droning? You finally started building roaches in an infestation pit, but this is actually quite a scary roach Hydra attack. It's going to have +2. Your upgrades aren't done yet. Speed Banelings would have been the easiest transition in the world here to just secure the victory. We're trying to go mass roach. I mean, to be fair, I still don't think you lose. As long as you pull back your overlords, mass your roaches in your main or your natural, you should easily be able to defeat this. But the Mutalisks are looking to fight front on, and that's because Venny doesn't use control groups. The Mutas should... Okay, the Roaches should not be out front. Oh my god, Venny, the Mutas should be intercepting the reinforcements, and the Roaches should be gathering behind, but Venny doesn't know what control groups are. They've been too busy shit-talking their opponents and telling them to leave the game to learn how to use control groups this whole time. They're going to come in from two sides, but... Hey, wait, he's dropping the XD. He thinks he's won this fight. Mate, those Hydras with 2-1 are slaying you. They're destroying your 0-0 roaches, you absolute baboon. You absolute baboon. Bingo King drops the question mark. Oh my gosh. Oh, Venny is fuming. You know Venny is like blinking at the screen in realization. You think you won? No, God, you didn't win. I beat you. So Venny's going to start doing the I didn't lose. Like, you didn't win this game. You didn't win this game. He won't admit that he was the one who threw the game and lost it, but he also won't admit that the opponent did anything good to win it. This is amazing. And he's massing Mutas. There's 2-1 Hydras. Dude, Mutas are going to absolutely get wrecked by 2-1 Hydralisks. Unless you have an overwhelming number. He's going to come in with like a few Mutas Ravagers on these Hydras. Once again, no control groups, just F2, jump on the Hydra rally, and actually gets a pretty good angle, to be fair. The Roach is doing very nicely, but losing everything on that face at the same time. Venny's like, yeah, you think you won? I'll swap back into Mutas. You won't see that coming. He was rallying nothing but Hydras the whole time, you absolute baboon. Oh, Venny, this feels too sweet. This is too sweet, guys. I have a bit of a sweet tooth, but even I'm going, ooh. Oh, this is a little bit too rich for my taste buds even. There's so much secondhand embarrassment watching this from Venny. Oh, the spine's getting taken out. The mute is just getting absolutely obliterated. Nice corrosive bile on the ramp, but I don't know if it's going to matter. Oh, yeah, because at this point, the thing is Bingo King has more mining up, has more drones up. This ball of Roach Hydra is killing everything. Another question mark. Well earned. Bingo King and noob shit. You noob shit. Honesty. Go play Tetris. Go play Tetris. For real. I love it. Go play Tetris for real. Like, unable to even handle just the absolute embarrassment, the savagery that's just happened here. Oh, Venny's not going to leave, are they? Yeah, Venny's gone to 0 APM and walked away from the computer. Go play Tetris, honestly. Hilarious. Hilarious noob. Hilarious noob. Go play Tetris for real. It's always these players who are really disorganized and chaotic, and they're just too lazy to learn control groups or anything like that. And then they're just they win one fight, which admittedly he was in a good position, and then they just purely are there for the ego rush. And I've always wondered this. I've always wondered, because when did it start, guys? Was it 9 minutes when that first push got defended? Maybe even before then, right? Yeah, it was like here, the hatchery went down, but Venny drops the first Mac Talk. I always feel like at this point, you're like, yes, I've defended this. I've got a fourth on the top right, run the drones away, rebuild, transition. If you want to go roaches, you can still go roaches from here. You just need to not drone so insanely hard for no reason. And the thing is, there's the satisfaction to yes, I defeated my opponent's strategy. I've always wondered, what is wrong with the people who are that's not enough, but they need to tell their opponent you lost? How toxic is your own mentality. Like I've always got to imagine, because if the feeling of hard-earned victory and getting in an advantage position and winning the game isn't already enough, but you need to like insult the opponent and tell them like you lost, just in case you don't know. Did you know you're losing? You should probably leave. I always wonder, like, if you've got that attitude, it has to come hand in hand with you're only there for winning. You don't really have a real appreciation for the game, your opponents, the strategy, and as a result, losing has to feel 10 times worse. Let me know if you guys agree with me on this one. I think losing for Venny is like, it feels like their entire world is crumbling around them and they like lose all value and their ego shatters. That's my theory. Let me know if you agree in the comments. All right. What's up, everybody? We got the next game is going to be a PvP. We've seen some Zerg on Zerg action. I have no idea what skill level this one is. Bit lower APM, so probably not quite as high level, but I think hopefully more chances of getting some absolutely inane rage as well. Gonna be a slightly early pylon for Monkey Spawn. So Monkey Spawn might actually be planning to do a rush build, either that or they just don't realize the pylon's not meant to go down that early. But Monkey Spawn's forgetting to build probes already, so... Oh me, oh my. Monkey Spawn, hello. 0 APM. Monkey Spawn has walked away from the computer, guys. Wait, Monkey Spawn's back. Monkey Spawn's back. Selects a probe and is going to build 2 gateways on 13 supply. Oh, this is such a bad build already. We're down 3 workers, whereas on the other hand, the red Protoss timed lines is literally gate, chrono, taking the 2 gases, constant probe production is already up 3 workers, and still no workers are being built for Monkey Spawn. I mean, this is just a huge mismatch, right? Monkey Spawn appears to be playing at a Bronze League level. From what I can, maybe silver? Because like their whole early game is just an absolute mess. They're just not even building probes. Now they've queued up 4 probes. Whereas Timed Lines build order does look like it's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty clean. Probably diamond. It could be plat. You don't really know until there's a bit more action going on. But look at that. Cybercore goes down the second the gate finishes. Like, this is a crisp build. 105 APM versus 37. So, yeah, this is clean opening versus messy one. Now, normally in these games, I always look at this and I'm like, well, is this even a fair match? And you never know, because sometimes you play someone who's a few 100 MMR higher or lower than you. The weird thing I've always noticed is whenever I'm casting non-pro, non-GM games, the player with the really crappy opening ends up having like mad killer instinct, clever strategies. They'll drop Dark Templar in the back of your base. They'll do all these cool strategies that can just people are bad at dealing with. And it makes up for how terrible their macro and their openings are. And that's what's really cool about StarCraft, is just the immense range of skills that you need. Unfortunately, Monkey Spawn also has an idle probe just standing there, not doing anything in the middle line, so it's pretty nasty, man. It's going to be 2 adepts for them up against 2 stalkers of Timed Lines, but Timed Lines is a full 8 seconds ahead on that production, and it's going to be going for a stalker expand plus scouted at the start. I mean, this is about as standard and solid an opening as you can get for PvP. Timed Lines is technically rallying to the natural a bit earlier than you probably should, but that's not the end of the world. Pylon finishes, and immediately the 3rd and 4th gateway units start up. Like, it was timed out to finish at the same time as they could be started. And it's going to be a Nexus soon as well. Let's take a look at the control groups. 2 Stalkers on 1, Nexus on 5. No control group for the gateways. Whereas there is a gateway control group, Nexus on 1, and Army on 4 here. So both sides using control groups. The fact that these adepts popped out and instantly shaded tells me Monkey Spawn is way better than the Silver League opening that I saw here. But once again, is it 0 APM? Is Monkey Spawn just away from the computer? Like, they're not building a pylon right now. They're not doing anything. Now they start a Stargate. Man, this is bizarre. Monkey Spawn's gonna walk in with the adepts, not watching. Oh my lord. Timed Lines does a battery block off. Doesn't even need it because that was such a mess. And that shade's like literally within vision of the stalkers. What am I looking at? Timed Lines is going robo, so exceptionally safe opening. Very, very like defensive and stuff. Probably hallucinates with the sentry to scout what's up, I would imagine. But yeah, hallucination's gonna come over. This Stargate is very late, so Monkey Spawn's gonna go for a North American Oracle. For those who don't know, North America is known as one of the best regions in the world when it comes to playing Halo. If you're playing Halo, Call of Duty, or an American sports EA title like I don't know, NBA 2K or like Madden or something, or whatever other sports game, America's really, really good. When it comes to strategy games, unfortunately, America gets made fun of a lot. Even though America does have great, you know, players. Now, I don't know if either of these players from America, Europe, wherever, but generally the NA Oracle is an Oracle that's so late that you don't expect it. The problem is, the Hallucination scouted this late Oracle being built. So there should be like Stalkers in the main. Yep, there we go. 2 Stalkers heading to the main to defend. There's a Twilight Council on the way. You know what's crazy? Monkey Spawn actually caught up on the probe. So as much as I pooped on Monkey Spawn's opening, Monkey Spawn's recovering. Has 4 gateways up for good production. Is going to start a Twilight. Is actually up 2 workers. The only problem is Monkey Spawn has no regular fighting units right now. No shield battery. So other than the stasis trap, they have no real safety precautions right now. And could die if Timelines just warped in Stalkers and went across the map. Now, so far... Okay, Monkey Spawn derping in and out. Going to throw a shade. I love that the APM is plus 40 for Timelines. But it really doesn't seem to be making that much of a difference. Timelines is still very passive, even though they seem to be a little more organized in their play. This is a pretty slow game so far, I gotta say. I'm really waiting for the explosion, because I always like to play this game where I'm like, well, what are you gonna get angry at? Stasis traps? Oh, stupid stasis trap user. That's dumb. Like, Blink? How dare you make Blink Stalkers? Like, I don't even know. Like, pretty generic PvP. Like, what can you get annoyed at? There's a Dark Shrine. Okay, Dark Shrine. That's something people get mad. Is it going to get scouted? Are we going to once again see a piece of tech get made and then immediately scouted? Oh, my lord. Funny thing is, though, guys, is Monkey Lines looking at it? Monkey Lines needs to go back and does go back. This is Monkey Lines' vision. Sees the Dark Shrine and is like, yep, that's a Dark Shrine. Normally, you would build a Forge here. The funny thing is, guys, Monkey Spawn still has 0 units. Monkey Spawn literally has 2 Oracles and nothing else. Timelines should be able to just kill them. And you're going to go double Forge with no army. Okay, what MMR is this? This is the most bizarre game of StarCraft I've ever seen. I do see a bunch of Protoss players out there on the ladder get away with this stuff. These are the guys players lose to in late game and then complain about. And I'm like, you realize your opponent had no army units until 10 minutes, right? And they're like, well, but how do I beat them? And I'm like, attack them at any point. Like, there's literally 2 Oracles and an Immortal. The Nexus just gets cancelled. This is a terrible game of StarCraft. Monkey Spawn has been AFK half the time in the early game. He's got 2 robos and isn't really using them. No battery. Why is the Immortal going out? The Stasis Trap's trying to save their day. Monkey Spawn, use your gateways. Build pylons. Build more pylons. Is building 2 pylons. Oh my lord, this is such low-level StarCraft. It's insane. And still is not... That'll get set off, guys. That gets set off automatically and does nothing. You need to time it to finish just after the previous one finishes. The Immortal is chasing the Stalkers, even though the Stalkers easily win that fight. The Adepts did shade in on the other side. So far, Monkey Spawn has not killed a single unit. The Oracle just got shot down as well. The 2 Immortals are still running out front to face a much bigger, scarier army of Stalkers. Why are you running towards 10 Stalkers with 2 Immortals? It's like Monkey Spawn read that those units counter their units and is like, yeah, let's go for it. This is an appalling game of PvP. I mean, even Timelines isn't even macroing very well. They've got 2k minerals in the bank, 600 gas. And here we go. Monkey Spawn says, lol, Fajot ass Smurf, go F yourself. Okay, well, to be fair, Timelines, a lot of Stalker on Stalker action, probably a homosexual. So I agree with the Fajot thing, probably. And there's nothing wrong with that. Monkey Spawn using it as an insult, obviously living in the Stone Age, that's fine. You can't do shit but cheat, huh? I mean, they did play better than you. And you know what the key is? They built units. But with the speed, Monkey Spawn shaded Adepts. The speed, when Monkey Spawn was actually clicking on the mouse and clicking on things, you could tell they were doing certain things quite fast. They just didn't build units and went double Forge with no army. 3 base double Forge off 2 Oracles. Answer me, you stupid effing Smurf! Answer me! Oh, wait, sorry, it was a fuckagen. Not an effing. It was an effigen. Hey, Fajot, you gonna smurf harder, you stupid neckbeard piece of hist. Oh, you think he's on the hist sap, do you? Ah, we got Oblivion references coming in. He's calling him Argonian, guys. I didn't realize racism was gonna come out here as well. But of course, people always being racist towards Argonians. Oh, stupid evil lizard people. Come on, man. You can't do shit but smurf, huh? Who hurt you, says Timelines. You ugly neckbeard piece of shit. Oh my god. It's so funny as well, because like there's no justification for the you smurfed other than, like it was like, I'm poking you with 8 Stalkers at the 7-minute mark. It's like the most standard thing ever. Monkey Spawn, you can tell smurf is just anyone who beats me is a smurf. Like there are people like this. The reason I always say smurfing is way less of a problem than certain people think it is is because of people like Monkey Spawn. You stupid effing neckbeard piece of shit. Everyone that beats them both has a neckbeard and smurfs to get easier opponents. And this is all off the back of, let's be real, let's benchmark the attack. I love benchmarking the attack that has caused so much trouble, guys. It's a PvP, and we've been attacked by 9 stalkers and a sentry that don't even have blink at the 6-minute 15 mark. And Monkey Spawn's like, whoa, what, I can't just go up to 3 bases, Stargate, Twilight, Robo Bay, double Robo, double Forge, and get away with that? I can't make it double upgrades? Every single tech structure in the game. The only thing missing here was Templar Archives and Darkshrine. And remember, Darkshrine was making as well, but it got cancelled because it got scouted. Monkey Spawn may need to go back to the No Rush 10 section of the custom game list. I love it. I really enjoyed today's episode. I hope you guys did as well. Don't forget to send in replays of people being angry, crazy nutters. Info's down below in the description. And please check out the Patreon if you want to go above and beyond to support. A special thanks to Jacob G and Maxan, our Leviathan and conductor of course, the Dicktown Express. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a good one. We'll catch you next time. Goodbye and good night.